wondering if there's an organizational model where you deal with the plethora of information so you can physically and intellectually organize it so you have your maximum output and retain focus. And secondly, if I may, in the domestic soft drink business, is it winner take all? I mean, is there room for 3 competitors? And honestly, does Dr. Pepper have a future?
Yeah, I would say Dr. Pepper has a future. I'll answer the second one. But sure, there's room for more than one. I think Coke's market share will go up pretty much year after year, but not, we're talking tenths of a percent in that business, but tenths of a percent are important. The U.S. market is what? Must be 10 billion cases, so, 1% is 100 million cases. There will be, Dr. Pepper appeals to a lot of people. It's interesting how regional tastes can be. I mean, a Dr. Pepper will have a share in Texas that's, far higher than it will be in Minnesota or something. But there are people that are going to prefer it. And the interesting thing, though, is that the high percentage of people that prefer cola, for example, although the cola percentages have gone down a little bit, the fastest growing big beverage at Coke is Sprite. Sprite has had huge gains in sales. It does well over 1 billion cases a year, and it sells very well in a whole bunch of countries. So you can make money with a soft drink company that doesn't dominate the business. You'll do a lot better with one that does dominate. But it's not a winner take all. It's not like 2 newspapers in a town of 100,000 or 200,000. There are certain businesses that are winner take all, clearly, but soft drinks are not one of them. What was the first question? Oh, the part about organizing.
Oh, I'm just wondering, for those of us on the other side of the table, we get barraged with information, and I'm wondering how do you just read annuals, 10Ks, and talk to people and ignore everything else, and how do you keep track of everything intellectually?
Yeah. Well, we don't keep track of everything, but the beauty of, to some extent, of evaluating businesses, large businesses, is that it is all cumulative. I mean, if you started doing it 40 or so years ago, you really have got a working knowledge of an awful lot of businesses, but there aren't that many to start with that are, and you can get a fix. What are there, 75 maybe or so important industries, and you'll get to understand how they operate, and you don't have to start over again every day, and you don't have to consult a computer for it or anything like that. So it has the advantage of accumulation of useful information over time, and you just add the incremental bit at some point. Why did we decide to buy Coca-Cola in 1988? Well, it may have been just a couple small incremental bits of information, but that came into a mass that had been accumulated over decades, and it's a great business that way. It's why we like businesses that don't change too much, because the past is useful to us.